And it's being bowled by Christopher Shaw. Yorkshire bowling quite well, quite accurately. Brian Hardy to receive. Fine shot through the covers. Middle of the bat. That's the Essex card there, 231, and they have an uphill task. The Yorkshire total is a formidable one, 231. So Essex 21 without loss in the 6th over. And that should be the first wicket of the innings. And the much prized wicket of Graham Gooch. So that's a severe blow to the Essex hopes of winning this match and winning the championship. He's been in superb form, and it looked as though that delivery stopped a little bit. And let's have a look. Here it is. On the front foot, high on the bat, didn't come onto the bat. And I think there was a little bit of stop in that delivery. Quite comfortably caught by Keith Fletcher. And as Graham Gooch makes his way in through the Essex members, sympathetic round of applause. There's a wonderful round of applause for Ken McEwen coming in his last John Player match for Essex, and what a great servant he's been to this club. 5,469 runs. 5th in the all-time scorers in the John Player League. Marvellous. Fine shot. And in spite of those great efforts in the deep, 4 runs. A little bit short of a length, giving plenty of time and room to McEwen, and he doesn't miss things like that.
It's when this match started, but they've got a battle on their hands at this moment. 63 for 2, we're in the 17th over. A desperate dive there by Bairstow. But it couldn't be better placed, this game. Really, anybody's game. Might seem that Yorkshire look to be a little bit on top at the moment, having got rid of those 2 prolific openers in Gooch and Hardy. But there's a lot of batting still to come in this Essex lineup. It's a comparison there. Nothing much in it. And Pritchard doing next. Keith Fletcher, the veteran Lily, who can strike it. David East, who made 100 against Middlesex. Formidable task that these days, and he did that only 2 days ago. Turner, Foster and Lever. So it really is a bit of a thriller here. A packed crowd here, and again at Chelmsford, they really do rally around for this one-day cricket. People coming in here since 9 o'clock this morning. Car parks were full by about 11, and a tremendous atmosphere. But Essex have got it all to do. Who's played his part, took a fine catch a little while ago, when we can see the dismissal of Brian Hardy. Right to the bowl, a little bit of movement away there, a thick outside edge, and Bairstow, safe pair of hands there, taking a good tumbling catch. Hardy was out for 27. Not short, beautiful shot, cut it. 4 runs for Pringle. That's set the crowd alight. That's what they've come to see today. And runs from these Essex batsmen. What a lovely stroke. Over-pitched half volley and dealt with in great style. So applause from that. 83 for 2-0 off 21 overs. 27 to McEwen. 7.84 runs wanted. That's what it's all about in terms of cash. £17,000. If Essex win that, their winnings for this season would add up to something like £50,000. So quite a difference. 8,500 if they come second. Have to hurry, and he's just made it. Good. Weather was settled now. It's quite a pleasant late summer afternoon here. No problems at the moment with the light. Sharp in action again on that cover boundary. That long, low, flat throw. Not quite so accurate this time. Pringle able to make two easily. Good dry stuns now at 90 for 2. Gooch and Hardy both gone. McEwen looking good on 31, Pringle 20. And still lots of batting to come. All in reply to a 231 total made by Yorkshire, with Kevin Sharp sparkling with 100. So it's 7.89, 142 wanted off 18 overs. McEwen facing. He's hoisted that away, Sharp's moving in, but just couldn't quite make it. Had to take it on the one bounce. So that's it. Pickles again. Roars of delight again. As McEwen up. He's picked that one up. He's looking for 6. And just dropping short. A brave long run there by Kevin Sharp again. Just couldn't quite reach it. So anybody's game when that ball went in the air. It could be 6, could be 4, it could be a catch. That was John Player League Championship. Another good shot, whipped away. Typical style by Pringle for 4. And that sees Essex past the 3-figure mark. So it's good to get past 100 when you're chasing a score. Psychologically, it begins to look closer. Not really a McEwen stroke, that. Better, more controlled. Better result too as he comes back for the second. Well, down here at Chelmsford, 140 for 3 is how the Essex reply stands after 28 overs. And the big blow for them was the loss of McEwen a couple of minutes ago. He went for an excellent 62, beautifully caught down at long leg by Shaw off Hartley. Keith Fletcher has come in. Take up the challenge along now with Pringle. Pringle's played pretty well too. He's on 32. And Bairstow's been switching these bowlers around, trying to make that breakthrough. Finally got it. And it means at the moment that Essex needs 7.67 runs per over. Fletcher, the seasoned campaigner who's seen so many of these battles, and so many of them have gone his way. He can pull this off today, of course. They'll win this title to add to the NatWest Trophy taken only last Saturday week. Good swinging Yorker there. Derek Pringle has been quite lethal on the leg stump here today. He's hardly missed anything. But he's managed to work quite a number around from off middle through those vacant spaces on the onside. That's another illustration of the stroke he's been playing. He finds Carrick this time. Carrick figures again. Hasn't had a bowl yet, Fergie Carrick. And doesn't look as though he'll get on, in fact, now. Bairstow's been sticking to the 5-seamers. Boycott now goes back onto the long on boundary. Third man comes up to save the single. And Pickles again. Steve Oldham hasn't had the happiest of times in that short extra cover position. Difficult place to field. Anybody's striking the ball, and there's some rough old wickets just in front of him. Always the fielder's nightmare. Boycott quickly up the traps there to stop the single. So goodish over that by Pickles. On 42 for 3, 29 overs. Hartley's going to bowl at the other end. It was Neil Hartley who took the last wicket. McEwen had just hit a tremendous straight 6 off the previous ball, and then faces this in-swinger here from Hartley. Helps it on its way around the corner. Phil in middled it. Went at quite a rate of knots. And Chris Shaw down at deep long leg doing extremely well to get to it. Caught it just inches from the ground, and that could well be a very vital catch. Just 11 overs to go now, and the pressure really on. Shadows lengthening, Hartley in, and that signalled as a wide. Peter White, the umpire, has been very severe, and quite rightly so, on anything fired wide of the leg stump. Again to Pringle. Again, he's clipped it through his favourite area. As you can see, Pringle's been scoring at the best part of a run of ball. 2 fours, 39 deliveries for his 34 runs. Fletcher still settling in. Again, that right hand working it away. And both these players extremely effective on the leg side. Full marks, these young Yorkshire bowlers. There's a trio of very young, inexperienced pace bowlers out there. And there's been a lot of pressure on them here today, and they've done extremely well. Two of the more seasoned campaigners there having a word. Carrick to Hartley. Hartley then to Fletcher. Carrick has moved in, ostensibly to save the single. Got inside that one, beautifully did Fletcher, and he's clipped it away for 4. Made up his mind beforehand, he was shuffling across. Fine, aggressive blow by the Essex captain. He goes on to 6 now. Score moves on to 150. 82 wanted. It's best part of 8 and over at the moment. It's a tall order. I've just got an edge on that. A little edge onto the pad, otherwise that could well have been plumb. Instead it's a single to Fletcher, and it's 151 for 3 now after 30 overs. So they need a little over 8. 8.1 runs per over to win this championship. And it's boiling up into a real grandstand finish here. Pringle has just gone on to 50. It's 182 for 5. East is his partner on 7. Oldham is the bowler. And he's now had to concentrate on very much a leg side field. 6 on the leg side for Pringle and just 3 on the off. And Pringle with a fine 50 has given Essex, I would say, a little bit more than an outside chance now of clinching it in these last few vital overs. That's how it stands at the moment, 183 for 5. And they've still got to score at 7.35 runs per over. 49 more wanted. East has come in and made 7 off 3 balls in quick time. And he now faces Steve Oldham. And he's bowling. And that's a very useful delivery indeed, and a very, very vital wicket. East so dangerous in this sort of situation. Had looked threatening in the previous over. But he goes for 7. Bowled by Oldham, and it's 183 for 6. See this last delivery. Steve Oldham just straightening that one up. Pitch in the middle and hit in middle. And bolt from that angle makes it a very good ball indeed. Disappointment for David East. And the chance as a new batsman comes out. That's Pritchard. Have a look at the downfall of Keith Fletcher. And this was quite a good catch. Pickles the bowler. Fletcher looking to try and work it away over mid-wicket there. Gets a top edge. One of those difficult swirling catches, coming over his shoulder. Always very difficult to judge. And there he is, getting right underneath it. And that really was a very fine catch. The Essex captain have gone. Lily is also gone. And Pritchard, the youngster, being pushed lower and lower down the order, has to come in now in the end. He's a very nice stylist. Wants a little bit more than style at this particular moment in time. And that's how the wickets have tumbled. And Pringle on 51. Oldham the bowler. Nice crisp off drive from Paul Pritchard, sees him off the mark. But the ball very much now in Big Pringle's court. Hit one very big 6, 3 excellent 4s. He's been picking runs up off just about every ball he's received. Squeezes another one out on his favourite leg side. But the old veteran there coming on, Steve Oldham, yeoman service there. 1 for 24 now from 5 overs. And there hasn't been a bad bowler amongst the Yorkshire boys at all. They're making Essex the favourites, fighting all the way. Alan Lilly was the other wicket you haven't seen yet. Fletcher had just come on. His very first ball, what a good one it was. Pitched fractionally outside off stump, just cut back sufficiently to find that little gap between bat and pad. So Lilly went bowled Fletcher for 8. There was the glimmer of the sun through the clouds and some lengthening shadows. 6 overs now remain. And 47 runs are required. 4 wickets in hand. So it couldn't be tighter, it couldn't be closer. And what a finish to this John Clare season. Pringle eyeing this offside, but particularly the leg side, where he struck so many fine shots. Fletcher to bowl to. And there's another one. Flicked away fine, there's nobody down at long leg, and that's 4 all the way. Nicely timed, beautifully guided little leg glance there. He knew full well that that long leg had been moved squarer. Takes him on to 56. And back go extra men on the boundary. Still got to keep the 4 men inside that ring of discs. Won't get more than 1 this time. Quite happy to give Pringle 1 and concentrate on foiling Pritchard now. So Essex 42 runs short of victory here. Have to score it to more than a run a ball. 7.4 per over wanted. And 1 or 2 come closer for Paul Pritchard. Testing time for this young player. One of the young cricketers that Essex have introduced. Those looking to take over the next couple of years. 1 or 2 of the senior players who will be disappearing from this Essex side. A lot of potential. And every single being roared on. A capacity crowd here. They've been finding every vantage spot to watch this match. They've been coming here since early morning. Not a spare seat as you can see anywhere in the crowd, and they're standing 5 deep on the outer ring. Great following in the county of Essex. 191 for 6. It's hoisted away. He could have found the gap once again. He's certainly there for 2. They've already reached the target of 7 and over wanted. And one can only help feeling it's very much in this young man's hands now whether Essex win this title or not. And he'll hit him there all day. Hasn't missed a thing on the leg side. He retains the strike and moves his own personal contribution on to 60. Fletcher's goal is 6 overs now, 231. 194. Once Essex get past that 200 mark, that 232 required comes within sight. 7.6 still wanted per over, 38 off 5. Yorkshire desperately need to see the back of Pringle. And that's wide. Stopped. Fiercely driven by Pringle. That's in the air, and it's taken, and that's the vital catch. Beautifully caught. And what an afternoon Phil Carrick's had. Took that sparkling catch to get rid of Keith Fletcher. Now, is that going to be the thing that foils Essex? The end of Pringle. A really fine effort, that, by Derek Pringle. Struck that quite fiercely, and it was a beautiful catch by Carrick. So 54 balls in 82 minutes, a 6 and 4 fours in a remarkably good innings. 195 for 7, and this vast crowd rise to Derek Pringle. And that's Carrick taking that really fine catch. Stuart Turner, the new batsman, Oldham to bowl. And Turner away, nudge through the offside. Jim loves the fielder they want. Risk a second. Up to 8 now. 8 and over wanted. Pritchard facing. He's nicked that away down to long leg. Can only be a single. And pressure really on Essex now. Turner facing. Through the onside. Not going to risk 2 again. Useful over again from veteran here, Steve Oldham. Bringing all his experience to bear, and it's very much needed by Yorkshire now. 198 for 7. It's a lovely stroke through the offside for 4 runs. That's the class of young Paul Pritchard. Brings up the 200 for Essex. Brings them that little step nearer. So 4 overs left. 7.5 runs per over wanted. 30 in all. And time now to go back down to Cardiff, where the Glamorgan total is 115 for 8 in the 33rd over. Adrian Jones is the bowler to Davis, and Peter West is a commentator.
It's in the air, and it's another catch. It's the last but 1 wicket. Terry Davis has gone. It's a wicket for Adrian Jones, 114 for 9. A very decisive victory after making 214 for 5. They started relatively slowly on this slow pitch. Imran Khan taking his time, getting the feel and pace of the pitch. But at the end, Imran and Garth LaRue were doing much as they pleased in a hurricane partnership. And Garth LaRue hit the quickest televised 50 of the season of only 23 balls, 4 sixes and 3 fours. Here is Imran, the linchpin of the Sussex innings, bowling his second spell. And the batsman is the last man, Stephen Barwick.
We recorded that a few moments ago. I can tell you that Glamorgan were all out for 121. Sussex won by no fewer than 93 runs. So they, in, I suppose, motor racing parlance, are in pole position right now. So it's up to Essex to win if they want to retain that title. Let's go back to Chelmsford and Jim.
Well, 22 more runs to win, 16 balls left, 3 wickets standing. It couldn't really be closer. Steve Oldham is the bowler, and young Paul Pritchard, who's already struck 2 quite glorious 4s, is facing. That's in the air, and it's half chance again. Carrick getting 2 hands to it. Couldn't quite catch hold of it this time, could take his 3rd catch. And Pritchard survives and goes through for 2 runs. Noble effort this by the left-arm spinner. Full length, got a hand to it, but wasn't quite able to make it stick. 212. That won't go through because Fletcher's there. Just count as a leg by. But every run absolutely vital for Essex. Steve Turner, the old hand in here, 42 years of age. He's been in so many of these thrilling finishes. He's on 5. Hold 'em to bowl to him. And the old head there says one's enough. And there's the boys down at Cardiff, Sussex, anxiously watching this finish, and my word, they've every reason to. They could be £8,500 better off. Steve Oldham's done well. 7 overs, 2 for 40. And he's got one more to bowl, as indeed has Stuart Fletcher. And from those 2 overs, Essex require 17 more to take this title. And Jeff Boycott has had a quiet match. Isn't playing too many John Player matches. Just unluckily run out early on here today. 2 words of advice to young Stuart Fletcher. Comes in now to Pritchard. 2 youngsters. And Pritchard's got it away down to deep square. He'll come back for 2. Easy 2. 15 wanted. Essex got in the habit. These cliffhangers couldn't have been close on it was final, and now they're in for another one here. Small bowl. Balls to go, 15 wanted. Well, a beautiful stroke there from Pritchard. Won't quite reach the fence, but if we'll have 2 more. He's got to play in this approved manner. Some cultured strokes from him. And you can see the pressure there. And there's a few of the Essex boys there watching them. I rather think there'll be a few in the dressing room who don't care to watch at this stage. Well, these are very valuable runs coming from Pritchard. 2 more, picked up his 2 steadily. He's worked his way to 21. And everybody believing that this had to be a Gooch, a Pringle, a Fletcher, a McEwen day. Is it going to end with the youngster making a winning hit? He's on 21 now. And a delightful late cut. What a beautiful stroke that is. And that could surely be a match-winning stroke. Waited for it, chopped down on it, timed it to perfection, and gets 4 for it. Beautifully played. What a big piece this is. 10 off the over. 7 balls left. 7 wanted. And Yorkshire have got to take a wicket. That's off the pad. The crowd go up. And 4 leg byes, and Essex have really pulled it off nearly. They're nearly home. Some disappointment down at Cardiff at the moment. But that's a very vital and effective over for the Essex team. that shouldn't be a problem in this sort of situation. 3 runs to win, a complete over left, 3 wickets to fall. And frankly, Bairstow now has got to be very, very careful about this field. At the moment, he's keeping them back. Still only got 4 in the inner ring. So 1, 2 is very much on to bring the scores level. And that's one of them. They'll be happy with a single. 2 wanted, 5 balls to get them. And surely he's got to bring them in. Absolutely no point in having him out there now. He's got to stop these ones. Got 7 men in now. Save the 1, 4 on the leg side, 3 on the off. And Pritchard on 25. He's lobbed it gently in the air. He's going to be caught. Oh dear, oh dear. A very simple dolly catch there. And Pritchard will be very disappointed. He brought Essex here to the verge of victory. And then that ball, it might just have stopped a little bit. It's a little nervous push there. So what pressure? Just push through a little early, possibly. And mid-off coming in. Taking a very simple. For the moment, looking skywards is Neil Foster. So, 4 balls left. I think it's 4, not 5. 4 balls left. 2 wanted to win. Just 2 wanted. There isn't one there. And these Yorkshiremen swooping in now to save the single. 2 wanted, 3 balls left. Immense pressure. And all the way through this long summer, it's going to be decided now in these next 2 balls. Oldham to Foster. He went for the big one, it didn't come off. And look at those Sussex boys, they really are on edge. Essex boys have moved forward onto the balcony there now. 2 wanted off 2 balls. They couldn't possibly throw this away. Foster to face, Oldham to bowl. And it's through, they're going to get it. They'll come back for the second, no doubt. And there it is, everybody's away. And a vital finish coming from the penultimate ball here. Essex scrambling home by a margin of 2 wickets to win the John Player League title. Tremendous scenes here at Chelmsford. The crowd are going mad. They're invading this pitch. And Keith Fletcher and his Essex team adding the John Player title to the NatWest Trophy they picked up just a little over a week ago. Tremendous game of cricket. An absolutely fantastic value for an enormous crowd down here at Chelmsford. And sympathies go down to Glamorgan, to Sussex, who made such a fine battle of it there today. But Essex just having the upper hand. So that's how they finally went through to this 232, and praise indeed to numbers 3 and 4 there, McEwen and Pringle, and particularly there to Paul Pritchard, who made the most valuable 25 at the end. And a hard luck story for Yorkshire, who battled all the way through. Kevin Sharp made a superb 100 earlier in the day. But the honours going through to Essex, picking up yet another title by the barest of margins. Marvellous day down here. Everything has been right. The weather's been good. The crowd have been perfect. A full house. Yorkshire battling away to the end. 3 wickets for Steve Oldham there. 1 for 47 Hartley. 2 for 45 from Fletcher. He bowled pretty well. Shaw 1 for 46. And young Pickles, another of these teenage quick bowlers, 1 for 38 from his 8 overs. And really a pity that anybody had to lose this contest. It was as close as that. Tremendous value for this big crowd who are massing now in front of this Chelmsford Pavilion, ready for the presentation ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Fletcher, the successful captain of Essex, who will receive from Mr. Brian Ray, the Marketing Director of Imperial Tobacco, this magnificent cheque for £17,000 and the John Player Trophy.
So there we are, tremendous day there for Keith Fletcher. What a marvellous season he's had. And that West Trophy last week, and now picking up this John Player League title off the penultimate ball. He's a very happy man. And a fond farewell too to Kenny McEwen, who played such a noble part in this victory. And this is last game in the John Player League for Essex. Tremendous team performance, and there is Kenny McEwen sharing the honours. The crowd absolutely delighted. Pringle in the background, who played so well for his 60 runs. And this really has been a team effort. The crowd here, nestled in front of this pavilion, which has seen so many triumphs. The Essex boys out there enjoying every minute of it. And there's over to Sound. Full mark centre Keith Fletcher. He's a happy man. He can sit back to the long English winter with 2 trophies safely in the cupboard. So the crowd going wild. It'll be some time before they disappear from here. But what a wonderful day it's been for Essex County Cricket Club.
So well done, Essex. Bad luck, Sussex.
Best at Lord's.